Welcome to Linglestown TV. Again, I'm Bill Bostic, your host. Continuing our discussion with Stuart Nade, Village of Linglestown committee member, about the upcoming square project. And Stuart, a lot of people refer to the project as a square project, but in fact, there's a lot of other things involved. It's actually a village improvement project. So beyond the roundabout at the square, what other things is this project going to bring?
Well, we tried to take a very complete look at the whole system. I mean, the village is a system. Right. It involves pedestrian mobility, it involves traffic, it involves streetscapes, it involves the viability of the various buildings, the historical buildings in the village as to their continued viability for business, commercial, residential purposes. So we try to treat in our planning process, which is really what's kind of attracted the state and federal money to this process. We try to look at this as a whole and kind of consider all the various things that go along with why are we trying to make some kind of a special provision for this particular place. So it's going to be more than just the square, although that was certainly the focus at the very beginning. Right. And it shouldn't have been just the focus. There were other intersections that actually had worse problems, such as Blue Mountain Parkway and Linglestown Road, where backups have been severe. They were severe 18 years ago, and they're even worse today. And that was one of the most difficult things for us to try to figure out as far as that part of the project. But the scope of the project is going to go from the village limits at the old firehouse and the intersection of Linglestown Road and Pennsylvania Avenue, all the way past Baltaser Street to Margaret Avenue, where we will be installing a variety of traffic calming devices, including the roundabouts. There will be actually 2 roundabouts, as I think I mentioned in an earlier segment, and along with streetscape improvements. Like sidewalks? There will be sidewalks, there will be bump outs where the curb comes out between designated strings of parking spaces so that there is an opportunity to put trees out there. All of that is the design of all of that is to give it a more crowded feel to the traffic, because that's part of the whole approach that's known as traffic calming. It gives drivers a more claustrophobic feel, so they automatically slow down. The more wide open a highway is, the faster people drive. Right, and the other thing as far as just aesthetics, I guess there's going to be lighting, especially period lighting. There's going to be some benches, and so it's going to, the village wants it's going to have a completely new look. Right? And that's what I referred to when I mentioned streetscape. So there'll be a number of elements of the streetscape. In combination with this, we also have been doing some work over the past 10 years, working with the township to help develop better ordinances that deal with situations like the village. So we now have the village district. We've looked at sign ordinances, things that sort of help everything fit together in a more aesthetically pleasing whole, and one that's really going to be better for business. It sounds like it would be, and I'm looking forward to that. Stuart, I'm wondering what the what kind of date you're looking at for this project to start, and based on that date, when you think the project will actually be completed. For many years, for a number of years, we thought that next year we're moving dirt, and every year something seems to come up that puts it off another year. And one of our committee members, John Kepler, once joked that we're all going to be dead by the time this thing actually happens, and I hope he's not right. Yeah. But I honestly think that the schedule I'm about to tell you is really the way it's going to be. It looks like we've got all the bases covered. We've made PennDOT happy in as many ways as they need to be happy. But we have a couple of final submissions to make between now and October of this year. We are on PennDOT's bidding schedule for to request bids and for a January let, as they call it. It's a January bid award, which means then that the contracts will be in place and we should be able to give a notice to proceed. So as soon as the weather allows, construction should proceed in the spring of 2009. It's going to take 2 seasons, which means it's not going to be complete until sometime in the construction season of 2010. Check back with Linglestown TV and Linglestown Gazette tomorrow when we're going to be talking about the money aspects of the Village of Linglestown Improvement Project. Thanks for tuning in.